Ritesh Deshmukh takes on a massive dual responsibility as director and lead in one of the most polarizing epics of the year, Raja Shivaji. To pull it off, he assembled an expansive ensemble cast. By bringing in major Bollywood heavyweights alongside regional talent, the production engineered a massive hype machine well before opening weekend. The subject matter demands that scale. The film is a deep, reverent exploration of the life and legacy of the Maratha warrior king, Chhatrapati Shivaji. Visually and tonally, the movie fully embraces an Amar Chitra Katha aesthetic. You are looking at a universe painted in clear moral absolutes, filled with highly saturated colors and larger-than-life heroics. The filmmakers intentionally bypass complex historical ambiguity in favor of cultural devotion. The narrative prioritizes raw emotional weight, giving audiences a clear hero to root for. This bar chart shows the box office reality. A massive opening block is driven entirely by the Marathi audience, contrasted with a much smaller column representing the Hindi release. Overlaying that divide is a daunting logistical hurdle, a massive 3-hour and 15-minute runtime, a serious weekend commitment. Look at the early reviews and you see another sharp divide. Critics point out glaring visual flaws, while audiences praise the raw emotion. We are going to bypass subjective star ratings. Instead, we need to break down the actual mechanics of the film to see exactly what works and what drags. Think of this as a customized buyer's guide. We will map out the trade-offs so you can decide if your specific cinematic tastes justify spending half your day at the theater. The marketing campaign heavily promoted a continuous, blood-soaked action spectacle. The reality of the film's pacing is quite different. Deshmukh's script actually prioritizes the war room over the battlefield. The narrative leans into dialogue, psychological warfare, and careful navigation of complex political alliances. A large portion of the runtime is dedicated to unpacking the mechanics of Swarajya. You see the early blueprints of self-rule and how those ideals were systematically built. Because of this, the narrative feels highly educational. It grounds the legend in meticulous strategic planning rather than relying on brute strength. Action junkies expecting 3 hours of constant swordplay will likely find themselves checking their watches. But viewers looking for a respectful, detailed exploration of regional history find the strategic focus rewarding. The script uses an ambitious 8-chapter structure to cover the timeline. It weaves everything from Shivaji's early childhood all the way to the climactic slaying of Afzal Khan. This line graph tracks audience engagement across that timeline, revealing the film's most glaring structural flaw. Notice the strong start, but look at how the momentum dips significantly in the middle portions of both the first and second halves. That dragging sensation is compounded by heavy reliance on extreme slow motion. While stylized, these drawn-out action beats add extra weight to a bloated runtime. You will need patience to get through those middle acts. The reward is a high-impact payoff at the climax, provided you are willing to endure the slow build to get there. Where the film succeeds undeniably is in its physical scale. The production utilized real-world locations, like these sprawling Sahyadri mountain ridges, to establish the massive footprint of the Maratha Empire. Santosh Sivan's sweeping cinematography captures these authentic, practical mountain fortresses beautifully. The physical sets give the world a rugged, lived-in texture. The visuals are backed by a soaring, emotionally resonant background score from Ajay Atul. The music acts as the spine of the film, elevating the tension in nearly every scene. But there is a major technical failure standing right next to that practical beauty. When the camera pulls back for wide battle frames, the film relies on noticeably tacky, amateurish CGI to fill in the gaps. The physical landscapes and the booming score do a lot of heavy lifting to keep you immersed. Still, those subpar visual effects are jarring enough that they will pull critical cinephiles right out of the experience. Carrying the dual burden of directing and acting, Ritesh Deshmukh delivers a restrained performance. He plays the king with a quiet intelligence, letting strategy speak louder than shouting. He is backed by a strong female ensemble. Janelia Deshmukh brings a necessary supportive warmth to the screen, balancing her on-camera presence with her crucial role as the film's producer. Then there is Vidya Balan. She commands a complex intensity that demands your attention the moment she enters the frame. Abhishek Bachchan rounds out the family dynamic, bringing a grounded, impactful gravitas to his supporting role as Sambhaji. On the other side of the conflict, the casting leans fully into mass theatrical appeal. Sanjay Dutt delivers a fierce, menacing antagonist energy as Afzal Khan, while Salman Khan's brief cameo is designed entirely to generate applause. You won't find modern psychological nuance in these performances. The script writes them as grand, traditional archetypes. Heroes are entirely noble, and villains are entirely wicked. Without complex character shading, the movie relies entirely on the sheer star power and charisma of this massive ensemble. Their performances are what elevate a traditional script into an engaging watch. Raja Shivaji is a technically flawed but culturally resonant event movie. Enjoying it requires walking into the theater with a very specific mindset. We start with a central question: what drives your cinematic experience? For tight pacing, flawless visual effects, and moral ambiguity, follow the left branch to streaming. For historical emotion, Marathi pride, and a grand ensemble, follow the right branch to the box office. Buying a ticket means choosing a 3-hour experience of high emotion and theatrical scale that prioritizes cultural impact over technical polish.